Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Jim Hardy, it's always a great day to start the Auburn Blitz after a regional championship.
Oh, sure.
Now, I said that to you walking in. You know, Jim, great night last night. First thing you said, it was a late one. And it's been a late one for a lot of Auburn fans out there. And, Jim, look forward to talking with you about it as I tuned in on the television side last night. I sent a joke over to some friends of mine. I said, I think Jim's been on camera maybe more than the coach and even any of the players that are over there on the sidelines. So you had great seats last night. It's been 2 busy nights there in Auburn, with 2 nights ago being a really late night. But Auburn's bats woke up, Jim. The home run power was there. The middle of the lineup came through when it needed to. And just a great 4-game sweep after losing in that opening game of the regionals.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm going to reiterate something you've said for years, but if there's anybody out there listening that's not on the Butch Thompson train now, I don't know where you're at. Because the man, we got to spend time with some of the players last night before the game and kind of meet them and talk to them. And we, like you saw on TV, we're literally sitting from me to you from the dugout.
Yeah.
And to listen to them interact, to listen to them how they prepare themselves. And when one guy got down and they brought him in and pumped him up in the dugout and went back out and hit a home run, that team's poised. I mean, they're a good group of kids.
They really are. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, I wanted to start it off with is Auburn's been really good with their pitching staff all year long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to me to see young guys, and I'm going somewhere with this, that maybe aren't the weekend starters throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackson Sanders being one last night, but you go, you know, I love those weekend starters, and they've had a heck of a year, but I think we got 2 arms that are better than all of them. And when we got late in this tournament, we saw those 2 arms that have had moments where they've been in a starting role, but for the most part, they've been bullpen role.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're our best 2 arms.
Yeah.
And Jim, I knew last night at the moment that we got to Jackson Sanders that things were probably going to be in a pretty good spot for Auburn. And we went on ahead and went to them at a 2-2 tie.
All right.
After that, you know, hanging slider, gives up the home run, and Sanders is down there warming up, and I sent a message out, and I'm sure a lot of you did as well, is I think we got a dude in the bullpen that's about to come in that may be our best arm overall. And he did hang one and leave one up and gave up a home run. But outside of that, Jim, it was a thing of beauty. And he's pretty much done that all season long. And I'll kick it over to you. But it's also really nice to see so many local guys playing as well as they are.
Oh, sure.
Because you got a Valley kid that I've been making posts on since I think he was in the 9th grade there at Valley.
Mm-hmm.
You got him coming in to close things off. You got both of the McCrane kids, both Glenwood kids that are coming in there and just playing out of their mind.
Yep.
So they're 20 or 30 miles up the road. You keep them at home, and you allow them. That's 3 of the key pieces that you have right there that are – and that's not even bringing up Kay Blue, who's also an Auburn High School kid that had an amazing – regional, hitting 3 home runs in the regional. It's just really, really good to see so many of these young guys playing well.
Well, and that's what I like to, you know, when I started with, is reiterate what is building over there. He's got some good players, but he's got some great people. Like those McCrane kids, they were just as nice as they could be to everybody last night. They're dialed in. Like when they got ready to go hit, you know, them and Gabe would sit over there and talk and say, okay, I want you to approach it this way, this at bat, stand this way, stand back in the box, stand forward in the box. I mean, it's so dialed in over there. Them boys are ready.
Well, they're very well coached, and maybe this is a good segue to talk about swinging the bats, because more than anything, it's easy to say that. The last 3 games of this series or this regional, the pitching was lights out. So
sure.
But it took the first few games where the pitching wasn't lights out. Gabe Gross has done an amazing job, and it's not only from a coaching standpoint, but just a demeanor standpoint.
Yep.
I love watching our approach to hitting. I don't see our hitters too overly emotional, which kind of stems directly off of the coach that we have. He was not an overly emotional guy, was just a grinded out, outstanding college hitter, outstanding overall athlete, as we remember him really starting off his Auburn career as a quarterback also. But maybe talk about him and what you see sitting right there and being around them, Jim, and the way that their approach is.
You know, like in baseball, also in football this year, they added the piece where you could talk to the pitcher in the ear and kind of tell them what you want to tell them, or the football, quarterback talk to them. Well, Gabe obviously don't have that earpiece in the batter, but he's, 30 feet from him, and he literally, he would let him attack a ball the first time or two, and he'd say, okay, sit back, don't watch this, wait on this. He's so dialed in. I mean, it was amazing to me to watch it last night. I know a lot of coaches out there are doing it. He was timing the other pitcher and their release, as how quick as they got it out of their hand, versus what he told them of how he wanted them to set up in the box, so that it gave them a half a second more to look at that ball, a full second more to look at that ball. He coached, I'm trying to think of his name now, had a great SEC tournament and had struggled in this tournament, left fielder. Yeah, name escaped. Yeah. Bub. He sat there and talked to him. He said, buddy, you're just pressing. You're trying too much. He said, this is what I want you to do. Spread your legs out. And he said, you're going to hit all night like it's 2 strikes on you all night. He said, because we got to get you in a different mindset. You're just doing too much. You're wanting to go out there and hit the home run. We just need you to get the ball and play. Just play baseball.
He had a massive hit at a very big time, and it wasn't a great swing.
No.
But it found a hole, and he kind of hit over the top, and he pounded it right down in the ground, but it took a huge leap. You could just tell it was a sense of relief.
You could see it when he hit second base. It was like, God, this finally got broke.
Thank the Lord that this, because he's been so hot all year, especially since April.
Yes.
Been one of our better bats, and that's saying a lot, the way that Auburn swung the bats second half.
And it brings up that lineup like you're talking about. The Bell's a kid at the end. Nobody saw him coming. Yeah. Butch just inserted him, and he's had a hell of a regional.
Chase Froelich was the story.
Oh, yeah.
The swings that he put on the ball.
He reminded me of Irish last year.
Yeah.
Every time Irish walked to the plate, you just knew something good was going to happen. And that's the way that whole place was that way. When Chase walked to the plate, they were chanting his name, and it was like, we can't wait to see what he's going to do.
Well, you got to get him back up.
Yeah.
Just get some runners on when he does come back up. And 6 home runs in the regional. It's his second time this season where he's had a 5 home run game stretch in a row.
Right.
Consecutive 5 straight games where he's hit a home run. That tells you when things are going well, it looks like a beach ball to him coming up there.
Yep.
And I like the way that his approach is as well. And if you remember, his coach was just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sprayed the ball to all fields. Mm-hmm. If you're going to throw them away like they did last night, I'm going to stay back on it. I'm going to hit one over the center field wall out there. They show him outside 2 straight pitches, and he's finally, and they said it on the television side. We're like, well, I mean, if you're going to keep going out there, my approach is going to be, I know you're going out there, and I'm about to take this one right back at you.
It's literally, you took the words out of Gabe's mouth. When he walked out there before he hit the home run, they said they're going to throw you outside.
Throw you away.
He said, you watch outside high and outside, just period. He said, it's going outside. He said, now, if you can get there, but it's going outside.
If you remember on that at bat, they go outside with a fastball, they call it a strike.
Right.
So he's down 0-1. A little off speed on the second pitch outside as well, and I'm thinking, they're coming back fastball away.
Right.
I mean, they've already painted that corner. If he gave up that opening fastball, he's a good chance he might not be looking for that again. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, someone as hot as Chase Froelich was and has been in this tournament, he knows they're going back to that, and they did, and he took it over. This
was another key stat that jumped out to me, that just listening, being there and hearing their actual preparation in the game. He called out before Chase hit the home run, before he even went on the field. He was sitting there beside him in the dugout, and he said, look, this guy's going to throw 75% fastballs, but only like 30% of them actually make the middle of the plate. They're going to be away. They're going to be outside. They're going to be, and that's when he dialed him in. He's like, look outside, because that's where it's going.
It's amazing to be prepared.
Yes.
And how much that can help. And it does feel, and one more quick thing before we head to our first break. We have the call to go against us at second base.
That was a blown call.
It's not a good call. It's a blown call. Yeah. If you watch on television, you can maybe understand why the umpire went, well, it wasn't very clear that a glove didn't touch. A lot of times when a shortstop or second, whoever's applying that tag. You can tell real quickly if they don't think they hit him the first time, they're going to take the glove and hold it to him.
Right.
And that's what they did, which makes me feel that they knew that they missed him.
Yep.
But you can't really go by that unless it's clear if an out's called on the field. So, but the thing I was most impressed with, I mean, you try to watch these things and see how things are set up from an emotional standpoint midway through the ball game. Butch went out, he asked.
Yep.
The head umpire came and miscalled it.
Right.
And said that it was.
That's truly in the end, being there and listening to it. That's what actually got it changed. He came out and miscalled it. Butch never said a word, but their opposing coach walked up to the official and said, "No, Mr. Official, you said the call's not changed, but you said safe."
Yeah.
He's like, "You said it was not changed, and that's what we're going to get is what you said."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh," and then they started. And I couldn't hear the rest of the conversation, but I heard most of it. And he pretty much just said, "Bud, you said it was going to stand, and that's what it's going to do."
Yeah, and Butch didn't come out and get irate. He asked for an explanation on the call that was made. He was given it. He turned around, went back to the dugout. Being as emotional as I am, I probably wouldn't have handled it quite as well as he did there. But it is something to watch and to see how someone that is positioned himself to not be one that is Bobby Cox irate when the opportunity presents itself. Not to knock Bobby Cox, by the way, who will forever probably be my favorite manager, and that's saying a lot. But Butch Thompson, just mentally, the way that he carries himself as a head coach is outstanding.
Well, that's what I told Andy last week. I was asking him different questions about the program and stuff, and we were going over, great coaches, Hal Bayer and all those guys before. Somewhere before this man's over with, they're going to build a statue in front of that stadium for Butch Thompson.
Yeah, he's got an amazing run right now, and let's hope he can make his third College World Series here. And
in a great side of the bracket to do it on, too.
He does. He's got a great matchup, I think, that will be good for Auburn. Got it at home. Got to keep those bats hot, keep putting the ball out of the park with the strength being in the middle of that lineup, and I really like our chances. We'll keep talking about it. Let's stay positive today, keep talking about that, and then we'll also swing over to the golf. And Auburn's golf team is playing lights out. Let's hope they can keep it up today as they head into kind of the matchup section of the tournament there, going for another championship. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
At Southern Union State Community College, success isn't a solo journey. It's powered by something bigger. A herd of faculty, mentors, industry partners, and a community committed to helping you move forward. Whether you're earning a degree that prepares you for immediate entry into the workforce, transferring to a university, or learning a new skill, Southern Union helps you find your strength and run with it. Herd powered, performance driven. Southern Union State Community College. Apply today at suscc.edu.
there's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Summer's on, and Royal Furniture is ready to celebrate 80 years of providing our customers top brand furniture at the industry's best prices. And now you can save huge with the 80th anniversary sale. At Royal, you always qualify for Royal credit terms, now up to 60 months at 0%. Save huge now and pay later at Royal Furniture, Auburn, Prattville, and Montgomery.
It's a great day for a new Chevrolet.
Truck Month is now at Glenn Smith in Opelika. We've got fresh new Silverado 1500s and 2500 HDs arriving daily. Plus, you'll get 0% financing on Silverado 1500s right now. Drive Chevy Equinox models from 3.9 financing. But wait, that's not all.
Enjoy no payments for 90 days.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz. Phone lines are open the entire 2 hours of the program, 256-234-6221. Get your phone calls in. Auburn Regional Champions. Jim, when you get a chance, give us an update, or if those of you that are tuning in out there know, on the golf program, went into this matchup portion of the golf tournament with the #1 overall seed, and Auburn really playing well here in this one. And but let's stick with the baseball here. The last 3 ball games, I guess the key thing to me is the ability for Auburn to put the ball out of the park.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
even when we struggle with the bats of stringing together 3 or 4 hits at a time, it was the ability for Auburn to get up there and hit in double digits and home runs here in this tournament. That was the key. That was the demise of the team last night of Milwaukee. Is they got a home run, but when they got it, nobody was on. That's right. So it didn't help. But Andy and I have talked about it before in earlier shows, doing the breaking down the number side of it. Auburn's got a big hard line at they're about 5.5 to 6 runs. If they get over that number, they're like 90-something% they're going to win the baseball game. If they go under that 5 and under, they're like 40%. They're streaky. Like when they get going, they feed off each other and they get going. But when it's a tough game, like you saw in the SEC tournament against Arkansas, they hadn't figured out a way to overcome a lot of those games. Well, and a lot of that is the long ball now. Yeah. You know, it is for Georgia. It was to bring that up, it was amazing to me, not the first kid that hit their home run. He's a big, tall, lanky guy, but the guy that hit the second home run ain't big as you. Yeah. And those bats are jumping, buddy. They are. If you meet a ball doing 93, 94, 95 and just square it up, it's going places. But you're right, that SEC semifinal, Auburn going down 2-1. Pitched it exceptionally well, just couldn't string together enough hits and get the big long ball to get the runs on the board, but have been able to do that, especially, really the entire tournament. And if Auburn can do this and really pitch it well, I think it's good to have gotten over the hump the way that they did with that opening game loss. That's going to bring up two topics for me. One is, we already brought it up, that that first game of the series when they got started off bad against Milwaukee and down 10-0.
Well, I heard them make the statement last night before the game, pre-game talking. They said it didn't matter who they threw Friday night. When those kids were on and hitting, Auburn threw like 3 different pitchers out there, and it was like that team was unhuman. Like they were just in the moment that no matter what Auburn tried to do to counter it. But the same team that faced the same pitcher again last night come back down to earth, and there was, a much different ball game. So my question, and you're big into studying a lot of this, because we had to make that move to where our normal Friday night starter only got to get a few innings. He pitched a full game last night on a Monday. He's not going to be able to come back on this Friday night and try to throw again. Who do you think they're going to move everybody up a spot in the slot?
I mean, the great part of the last 2 games, and really the last 2.5 games, is Auburn's ability to go to the bullpen to get through 2/3 of those games.
Right.
Now, the 2 out of the 3 pitchers that threw,
right,
personally, I think are our 2 best.
Sure.
I know that we had moments during – I just think Auburn is so deep that even the ones – and we're holding these guys like Jackson Sanders. It's not like he's going out there wasting innings on a Wednesday midweek game.
Right.
He's not throwing against Jack State when we're losing that game.
Right.
Because you need him on the weekend for a long relief duty, or you need him late in a ball game to come in, and you need your closer to go instead of just getting an inning or 2. You need him to go and get 6 or 7 innings.
Mm-hmm.
That's key for Auburn in a tournament like this. But you can, because I think those guys are going to end up being starters. I mean, Jackson Sanders.
You've hit the nail on the head from analysis of last night. When you can go 6 innings and bring your starter out at a 2-2 game, you got a hell of a lot of confidence in the guy you're bringing in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and if you remember, I think they took him out after 4 1/3.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking it was more like 5 or 6.
I think it was 4 1/3. I think he made it into the 5th.
Okay.
May not have even started that 5th. Now that I think about it, I think that Jackson came on out after the 4th and started the 5th and went on ahead and closed it out. I mean, but for him to go and get 5 or 6 innings is what you brought him in to do.
Sure.
He's just a little bit ahead of schedule. And I think his ceiling's exceptionally high. And it has been all season long. So I think that's the reason all of us expect Auburn, unless you have a couple of really bad outings, you like Auburn's chances once you get late into tournaments.
Yeah, well, and it's what you're getting at. If you've always got a chance when the game's 1-0, 2-0, because one swing of our bat can win the ball game.
Yeah.
But if this group, they're so streaky and hitting as a group, if they get together, they're going to run rule you. Like that's how it's you like your chances, even though it's a 40% at a 1-1, 2-1 kind of ball game. When they get going, you can't keep up with them.
Well, the way that we won that NC State games tells you that Auburn can win them in different ways. They don't have to win all of them 4-2 anymore. They can win 120-13. And then they can come back and their pitching the next 3 games can be out of this world, where they only give up – how many runs did we give up in those last 3 games? 6 runs?
Yeah, because you gave up 3 last night and maybe 3 before.
Maybe 5 or 6 runs that we gave up in those final 3 games, and 3 of them were last night. I mean, that's amazing outings by your pitching. And, the fielding was really good at times in the last 3 games, too. When we needed double play balls, we got them, but we also finished them off. And when you're kicking the ball around and you add them another batter or 2 in there, that's when some problems can happen.
Yeah, you went the last night's 8-3. The game before was 8-1, and UCF was 9-3. So you gave up 7 runs in 3 games
in the last 3 games. Whereas those first couple of games of the tournament, you're giving up double-digit runs. But you found a way to win that one game against NC State when it became Gorilla Ball.
Yeah.
So you can win it in different ways for Auburn, and I think that's why we all expect this team to be positioned to go on a big, long run here. But, man, when I come back, I just want to get a feel from you in the next segment on the atmosphere. Because watching it on television and being there has got to be 2 different things. But
completely.
Packed.
Goodness.
Packed.
That was an attendance record in the history of Auburn last night.
And all of the other coaches and the other programs ponying up money to get students into the game, to build things up. Was a great thing overall.
And I'll talk about it when you come back, but that plan worked to perfection because they were hanging out of the deck. They were hanging off the walls. They were everywhere.
256-234-6221, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sense Green. For air that's cool and clean, you care about the air you breathe, call Sense Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, you care about the air you breathe, call Sensagreen.
Summer is on, and Royal Furniture is ready to celebrate 80 years of providing our customers top brand furniture at the industry's best prices. And now you can save huge with the 80th anniversary sale. At Royal, you always qualify for Royal credit terms, now up to 60 months at 0%. Save huge now and pay later at Royal Furniture, Auburn, Prattville, and Montgomery.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Henderson & Coker is a premier custom general contractor located in Central Alabama. With over 50 years of industry experience, Henderson & Coker has been crafting stunning custom residential and commercial spaces for families and businesses throughout Alabama and Georgia. If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line luxury home or specialized commercial work, contact the experts at 256-750-7383 and check them out on the web at hendersonandcoker.com.
Join the 43rd Alabama State Games, June 12th through 14th, 2026. Compete in Olympic-style events and support Alabama youth sports. Discover the power of sports. Registration opens March 1st at alagames.com.
Let's get an idea on the atmosphere, though. Last night, Jim, just watching on TV the last couple of nights, amazing how passionate the fan base is for Auburn baseball right now, and it's deservedly so. I mean, Butch Thompson is just a beloved figure in Auburn. Even when we have a down year like we had a couple of years ago, I didn't hear one single Auburn fan go, what's going on with this team? What's going on with our coaching?
Right.
Are we about to take a step back? No, it's just like, okay, we got one little brief moment here where things aren't going our way, but he's going to get it corrected. Talk about that. First, let's start with that. I mean, the fan base loves Butch Thompson.
I think you had brought it up years ago, and you and I had discussed it in that down year where we were in the midst of like a scholarship situation. You know, we couldn't compete with everybody else, and he was the what do you call that? The margins were so razor thin that if we missed on a kid or two, we had a average to a below average season because we needed that extra Bub Terrell bat. We needed that Chase Fralick, and we didn't have it. But then some of these numbers are trying to slowly turn it around with NIL and other things that he's able to compete with some of those guys. Now, he's not going out there and get a team full of 5 stars, but Butch don't want those anyway. He wants the 3-star guys that are great athletes or good athletes. He turns them into a great person, and they get out there and play their butt off.
Yeah, and he's keeping the ones that are the high-end players at home.
Yeah.
You know, those high-end arms in the state of Alabama, they're staying.
How many of them, this would be a great question for everybody, how many of them in the last 4 years have left the program to go play somewhere else?
Oh, it's and it's just not many.
No.
I mean, it's been
You get there,
Stansfield. I can name a handful, but it's not many. And
you get there and get around the man and play for that program. Even if you're a backup, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, and your time's coming.
Yeah,
and we have seen players that struggled maybe the first year or two. Especially pitching.
Sure.
To get things corrected.
And that's where, you and I obviously are not privy to all the information that they see every day at practice, but the 2 guys you keep bringing up with the Sanders and, I can't think of his name. You already said it now. The other pitchers. He knows, he feels it that Jackson is as good as he is, but there's some little something there that they need him to make that next step. And you may see Jackson be one of the starters next year.
Your thoughts, just give everybody an idea as you were there about the crowd last night. If you weren't, I know it was a record crowd, but just the overall atmosphere.
I mean, as I said in the other segment, the atmosphere was something we were glad we were part of because they were hanging out of the parking deck. They were hanging off the Green Monster. They were hanging, out in the right field stands out there. You couldn't go anywhere. It was elbow to elbow, even in the general admission people. And I mean, buddy, when they got a hit, they were all behind it. When that, like you brought up earlier, the referee screwed up the call, they ate him alive for like 3 innings. Just kept going into him like in between breaks. When that man would just walk toward the stands, they'd get all over him. And the passion, you could feel it. I mean, I don't know what it's like other than what we saw last night of sitting there, but I couldn't imagine being a player standing at that plate with that many 9,000 people cheering for you and, chanting your name, Chase, Chase, Chase.
Well, and just so many students.
Oh, gosh.
That show up to support. And the night before, going into 1 o'clock plus in the morning.
Yes.
To win that final game and to see that it's almost full.
Sure.
Even for that, it's amazing.
That was another aspect I got to hear in the hanging around and meeting some of the guys and players and stuff. Is people didn't realize it. The day before they spent all day at that stadium because they thought that game was going to get played, and then it got delayed and got delayed and got. You don't know how it is to keep a player prepped up and ready to go, and then okay, we got to go sit down for 2 hours and then get them back up. He's like, when you go into 1 o'clock in the morning with ball players and then turn around and got to do it again the next day, it's not as easy as you think it is.
Which makes it just that much more impressive that Auburn pulls this off after that opening game loss and the way that they started that first game.
Sure.
It speaks volumes about the baseball culture that Auburn's
I'm excited to see because I've kind of went ahead and looked at Ole Miss a little bit and the things that the teams they beat during the year and what they done, and I'm excited for Auburn's chances. The only thing that throws me a curveball, and I brought it up earlier, is we know what our Friday, Saturday, Sunday rotation was. I think it's messed up a little bit now because we had to throw Mr. Friday last night. I don't think you're going to bring him back on Friday. I think we may see him at the earliest on Saturday, but he might be your Sunday guy now. In your mind, does that cause any problems if you move a Petrovic up to a Saturday and I can't think of the other guy's name off the top of my head with a V?
The key to this is if it was only those 3.
Right.
Like, I didn't have any long relievers, and I didn't have anyone that I could lean on if I sensed, like we did last night.
Right.
Maybe we're only 3 or 4 innings in, and it's not bad, but I think I got somebody over there better.
Right.
We got 2 over there better.
Right.
And that's just my personal opinion. I think the 2 long relievers and the closers are our best 2. Their ceiling's the highest.
Yeah.
When you've got those over there, in tournament baseball, you've got something.
If you can, and I think to sum all this up, if you can get what you said, those guys to come in anywhere from that 4th to the 6th and finish it off, you've got the bats to make a run at this whole thing.
Well, and then if you sense that, things are going as well as they were the night before, then you can bring someone in for 3 or 4 innings to close it out and you go, okay,
yeah,
let's see if we can get 3 or 4 more out of him soon.
Sure.
Now, you're not going to have that doubleheader set up.
Right.
But if you only get 3 or 4 and then you get back to the following day and you got 3 or 4 more and he's only pitched, 35 or 40 pitches,
right,
then you're in a good spot to say, let's take our chances here and see if he's got the same stuff. And I just think Auburn's ceiling's so high on many of these.
Oh, yeah.
That you can ride a really strong arm like Auburn did these last 3 games.
We got a on YouTube a comment. Chase should win the Auburn Fan Choice Award. I'm not sure I'm familiar with what the Auburn Fan Choice
Whatever
Award is.
Whatever it is, I'm for it.
That's my daughter sat with me last night, and she asked me about 3 times during the game what my favorite player was. Like, want me to point it out? And I said, "You're looking at him. He's bent down right there catching the ball."
Just got tremendous body language.
Yes.
I coach a lot. You've coached a lot. It's the one thing you try to tell kids is, I know you're young, and I know you don't really even understand what I'm saying, but I'm telling you your body language is not good.
Right.
And I'm going to keep telling you this until I don't have to tell you that anymore.
Right.
His is always good. Man, it's always upbeat. And I know when you're going great, it
easy.
makes it easier. But
right.
I've watched a lot of baseball with Auburn this year, and I've just sensed that he's always good. He's always the one you want the mic in front of, too.
Sure.
Find me somebody to talk about Auburn that I can get behind, and let's keep putting the mic in front of him because the fan base is going to jump.
Well, and that was another one that he got interviewed by AL.com the day before when they won, and all he wanted to thank was the fans and doing a great job and how they came out. And then, another atmosphere thing. Last night when the game was over, Butch sent them through the stands, and the entire team went through and high-fiving fans all over the stadium.
Just a great atmosphere, and we've talked a lot about it. We're going to talk about golf when we come back here on the Auburn Blitz.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open. Located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all. Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Summer's on, and Royal Furniture is ready to celebrate 80 years of providing our customers top brand furniture at the industry's best prices. And now you can save huge with the 80th anniversary sale. At Royal, you always qualify for Royal credit terms, now up to 60 months at 0%. Save huge now and pay later at Royal Furniture, Auburn, Prattville, and Montgomery.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your vehicle or boat to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your boat or vehicle the right way. Located on Highway 63, just about 2 miles from Highway 280 in Alexander City, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Back to the Auburn Blitz. Got our good friend Brett Pritchard on the phone with us, and wanted to get a quick update from Brett on official visits this past weekend and some more that are coming up. But as we're heading in, Brett, I made mention, I want to get your comment on this, and maybe Jim's too. If there's ever a sport that you can help buy yourself a championship on, it's women's softball. Because when you put someone in the circle, like Texas Tech did to close things out last night, you're giving yourself a really good chance. If somebody can just will one or two good swings and you put 2 or 3 runs up there on the board, you can get through. And so, look, I'm no Alabama fan. I'm glad that it happened. But that's money well spent by Texas Tech, wasn't it?
There's no question. I think, go back even before, college and look at high school when you had a situation where the playoffs were not the best 2 out of 3, and in baseball you could run one guy out there and really just end somebody's season. And softball is very similar to that because you don't have to go with another pitcher. You can run the same pitcher back out there again for the next game. And, Texas Tech not only has one really good one, they've got 2. And if you remember, when Auburn made their run under Coach Myers, that's what it was. Auburn had 2 really, really good pitchers. Of course, they had the offense to go with it. But in baseball and softball, it's real simple. It's pitching and defense. And if you got those 2, and that's why Auburn's been so good in baseball this year, is because they've had maybe the best pitching staff in the country, and until the regionals where it kind of, failed them a little bit those first couple games. They kind of got it back on the tracks. But pitching and good defense, man, it's hard to beat.
Jim, I'm going to segue into football here shortly, but quick comments. If there are some sports that you go, okay, buddy, I'm going to make myself successful, I'm about to throw money at it, Texas Tech's proven there's some sports you can do that in.
Yeah, somebody and I had the conversation last night at the baseball game about it. Look for them to be around in all sports, because I forget the Tech guy that was buying up out there, but he's got their football relevant now. He's got their softball relevant. Their baseball had a good season. It's obvious that there's some sports, like you said, can be bought.
Well, it creates parity. I'll give you that. When you look at Indiana right now and you look at some other programs that you never expected to be in the mix, Brett, they're now in the mix. And, look, I'm teeing you up here because it feels like Alex Golish is on a heater. And we've had, these setups here in the summer where Auburn's really trying to go and bring these junior class guys in and go ahead and get a really good jump start on a recruiting class potentially for the following year. And I've thought in years past we've done well at this time, but this may be one of the best stretches I've seen Auburn go through in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it really has. And, we talked about it the last couple of days and all last week. The first official visit weekend was this past weekend, and, a lot of big-time names there. And Auburn had several guys that had already committed that were in there, which always helps. But there were some big names in there that Auburn was, hey, look, you in that first.
We lost you, Brett.
And I know.
Yeah, we're losing you a bit.
Okay, I'm on the road. I apologize.
Yeah, we got you back.
Okay, let me dive into it because I know we're up against time. Auburn, already with Myson Johnson-Cook, one of the top running backs in the country, so you bring in Kingston Miles this weekend, and he was kind of under the radar, and I mentioned it a little bit yesterday on the podcast before he committed. I said, look, he's a guy to watch because, this is a four-star guy from St. Louis, too, and, he's a stud. When you turn the film on, he's who you want. When Alex Golis was putting out the War Eagle emojis, I'll be honest, I thought maybe he could be one of those, but apparently he was. Because right after the podcast, he commits. So Auburn gets another really good running back, but then there's a couple of guys that Auburn's going to be eyeing, especially one today that we've talked a lot about and that we spent some time with a couple weeks ago, and that's Isaac McNeil at Tiger. And Isaac McNeil is a ready-made linebacker at 6'2", 215 pounds, and he may be a little bigger than that, guys. I mean, I saw him up close and personal a couple of weeks ago, and he does everything that you want a linebacker to do. A lot of times it's linebackers, they're a thumper and they hit you hard. Well, in this day and age of football, you got to be able to cover, and that may be as more important to do that as it is to be in there as a run stopper. And that's what Isaac McNeil does. And I like Chicken Garrard, too, his teammate. But if I had my rathers, and I said this, I'd rather take Isaac McNeil. I think he's ready to step in and be a player at that position now. And, his Final Four tells you how big of a prospect he is. And I think he's got it narrowed down to Auburn and Florida. And Florida took a big-time linebacker this weekend. Auburn was looking at Culpepper as well from LaGrange. He commits to Ole Miss. So when you read the tea leaves, it kind of makes you feel like things have aligned for tonight. He's going to announce at 6 o'clock tonight. Probably between Auburn and Florida where it comes down to. I know Georgia's gotten in late, but I would be very shocked at this point if he doesn't commit to Auburn.
Brett had a number of other players in this past weekend and got more coming. Can you give us an update on at least the buzz around campus on some of those guys? Might have lost Brett right there. And, hey, that's good news, though.
Sure.
Take all the linebackers we can get, and especially down in the Mobile area. We have made hay with some really good defensive players from that neck of the woods.
Yeah. When you start talking Biger, Muscle Shoals, all that stuff in the south part of Alabama, Spanish Fort, they've had some great athletes come out of that area.
256-234-6221, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Summer's on, and Royal Furniture is ready to celebrate 80 years of providing our customers top brand furniture at the industry's best prices. And now you can save huge with the 80th anniversary sale. At Royal, you always qualify for Royal credit terms, now up to 60 months at 0%. Save huge now and pay later at Royal Furniture, Auburn, Prattville, and Montgomery.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state, options selected by customer availability, and eligibility may vary.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz. Got one more segment left here on the program. Hopefully got a good connection with Brett Pritchard here as we're talking about official visits, recruiting, all things Auburn football. Brett, the question I had as we got disconnected on this previous segment was the buzz around Auburn with some that we just had in for official visits this past weekend and those that are coming. Is it a positive feel about the direction that things are going? And one more quick question, because maybe you can segue into this, as Jim was asking during the break, how important is it from a dead money standpoint? How important is it to go and recruit the high school ranks, in your opinion?
I think it's still very important at certain positions. I think there's other positions that doesn't make sense at, and I think it's got to do with the temperament of the kids you're recruiting to. And I've said this a million times. I want a kid that thinks he can come in and start, that has that moxie that Alex Goes told us in a conversation we had with him a few months ago. Like, somebody asked him, how do you handle going into, these living rooms and talking to these high school kids now? And he said, the best thing is to be honest and let them know that, hey, you're a great player, and you may be a 5-star or a high 4-star or whatever, but you're going into the SEC, and the expectations of an 18-year-old to come in at certain positions and start is almost unrealistic now. And I think it's position by position. I think that's why the general manager comes in and the coach's evaluation comes in, and it's so key on how you want to spend money and what positions you want to spend it on. And, these classes aren't going to be as big as we've seen. I think Auburn's probably going to take 17 guys. They're already at 12. So, you're looking at 5 more spots, 5 to 6 more spots. It may go higher than that, but that's kind of what we're hearing. I've heard some of these schools going to take as few as 12 or 13 because they're holding back for the portal and other things that you have to take into effect now. It's not just go out there and see how many players you can get in a class, 25 or 30 in a high school class, but I think it's so much strategy involved in how you take that money that you have in a budget and you apply it. Now, again, using Isaac McNeil as an example, you will spend a little bit more money because, yeah, you probably can because he's ready. A guy that could platoon in and then work his way into a starting role. But when you go spend a ton of money on a quarterback, and you've been saying this a long time, Randy, you're really invested in that guy, and he's probably not going to start his first year. And now, is he patient, and he's able...
Might have lost Brett there. We got you back. Yep, we got you back, Brett.
You still need to recruit to high school, but you got to be very strategic about it.
I agree with all of that. And, Brett, before we let you go here, just want to get your quick thoughts on the baseball program. I know we were all a little bit down on that opening game of the regionals, but, buddy, just proves what kind of a product that Butch Thompson's putting together. And amazing to see the fan support. I'm not surprised by it, but, if you don't know Auburn and you see what we've done these past couple of nights, it's got to be impressive to anybody out there.
It is, and if you look at the whole baseball tournament, how many top seeds got upset, and just the craziness. It feels like March Madness in baseball now. And so when you look at it, what Butch Thompson's done is unrivaled. Hal Baird always will have a place in Auburn history, but what Butch Thompson's done is unmatched. And this is 2 years in a row, a top 4 seed. You're going to host a super regional. He's been to a couple College World Series. Now the next step is to finish up and see if you can actually run the table. And Auburn is favorite to win the College World Series now. Along with, I can't remember, I know Georgia's a little bit below. Auburn's plus 500, Georgia's plus 600. So there's a lot of confidence, in the resolve that Auburn showed in this regional was awesome. Hopefully they can continue to carry that momentum into this super regional and get back to Omaha.
Brett, we appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to tuning you in tomorrow morning on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, quick one before we go. One, I was reading off to you earlier about the tickets. There are no tickets available for the Super Regional. Less than 100 for student general admission. Every other ticket in the building's gone. So, of all those people coming into town, what better place to go and eat than Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine?
Yeah, we've got some great segment sponsors for all of our programming here, and Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine has been with us for quite a long time over in Montgomery and now in the Auburn market. I tuned in to the baseball a lot. So when you had a pitching change, it was the Pepper Tree pitching change that was going on. So, those guys doing the broadcasting there for Auburn Network do a tremendous job. Did want to give a quick update on the golf before we go off the air. Auburn in the quarterfinals, which is the match play portion of the tournament. Auburn is up 3.5 to 1.5 over Stanford currently. They're into like the between hole 11 to 15 now.
Okay.
Auburn's got one golfer that's really run off and has a very good lead currently. But everybody else's matches are really, really close. And that one golfer is Jake Albert that's up. He's 5 holes up. Jackson's up by a hole currently. We got a tied match there in the second one with Logan Riley. Josiah Gilbert's up by 2. And then we do have Caden Pope that's only down 1 hole, and he's only on the 10th. So plenty of time to come back for that. But Auburn in a tight match there in the quarterfinals. To give you a quick update on the rest of the scoring that's going on right now. Let me close that out right there as we're hearing something you probably don't want to hear. But Arizona's up 3-2 on Vandy. Texas is up 3-2 on UCLA, and Oklahoma State leads Florida 4-1. So Auburn in a good spot. But let's hope they can finish things out. Jim, great show today. Stay tuned in tomorrow. Podcast up tomorrow morning. Brett and I'll be on there with that one at 8 o'clock for the Auburn Blitz.